probably talk more about kickoff return. And, you know, the way the rule is, we're going to actually vote on it here this morning about making that 25-yard line permanent for kicks coming out. You know, the top teams in the league that are bringing it out all the time, it's only a couple yard difference between just taking the ball on the 25 every time. And, you know, they had a stat the other day that even though kickoff returns, the numbers are down because there's been more touchbacks, but the injury rate on that play is still 5 times of any other play. That was the stat that they gave us. And so, you know, I think unless you have a guy that you really think is a home run hitter on kickoff return, then there's really nothing wrong with taking the ball on the 25. You know, it's going to average out where you're going to be, 25-yard line is going to put you, you know, above the league average. And we just haven't had that guy that's really a home run hitter at that position. And, you know, if we get a guy that is in that is good at that, then we'll definitely we work on it. But you know, the thing you don't want to do is be bringing it out and starting on the 15-yard line.
Are you in favor of just starting the game on the 25-yard line?
I am not, because I fall on the tradition, but I do think the player safety thing, if those are in fact the actual numbers, that is still 5 times more. That's an alarming number. I mean, I was shocked when they said that number to us in our meeting. So if that really is the number, then I think there is a faction of people that would say yes, do that. I don't like doing that because then you got to, how do you handle onside kicks? I mean, how do you handle the pooch kicks and stuff like that?
You mentioned rule changes or adjustments. What do you think about the catch rule?
I like it. Mm-hmm. I think it's, when they were showing us the clips, I was chuckling to myself. I was a high school coach, all right? You had no replay. It wasn't hard to figure out what a catch was, right? A catch is a catch. And I just, it's kind of all these, get the third step, do this. I mean, it seemed a lot more to me on the clips they were showing us. It was like, yeah, if I was at a high school game, would that be a catch? Okay, that's a catch.
So what is it going to be now in terms of your vision?
Don't make me quote it. Don't make me quote it. It's going to come out. It's going to come out today.
2 steps, or body
a football move. But one of the things they're saying is a reach for the goal line, or for a first down. It's a football move.
Or putting the ball away.
Or putting the ball away. So like the Pittsburgh Steelers tight end guy, when he reached for the goal line, okay, that just makes sense. Everyone could see he caught the ball, he reached it. Once you break the plane, it's a touchdown. Everyone can see that. They're taking that go to the ground thing off, unless the time is, if it's a diving catch, I go, now you have to survive the ground. But if my feet were on the ground and I get that third step, but they're making it a lot more definitive. And even, remember, the officials got to call it in real time, but they're all, when it does go to replay, they're making it, I think, way more definitive.
So like a duck, like it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, and ups.
It should be a duck.
Right.
Yeah, we all grew up with the ground couldn't cause a fumble. Why not just take that out of it and say if it's possession in the air, forget the ground?
They did, kind of.
You know?
I think other than it on a diving catch, I think they've pretty much done that.
Okay.
Coach, with the amount of change you got on the defensive line, is there an acclimation process for those guys to get better, to improve your pass rush, or should it just happen with the caliber of player that you guys brought?
Both. I think both. Both the player, but then there's also the scheme. There's also the scheme, you know, where they're going to be lining up, what kind of pass rush games, the matchups, the one-on-one matchups, and then, you know, when you get into the game world and the pressure patterns, working with the other guys.
What's your off-season like? If you can kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit here, you know, people that don't see every day. What's it been like for you as opposed to what it's like during the regular season? Anything you've done differently?
Well, we do a lot of tape studies. So, you know, you first off, you spend we split our day in half, and in the mornings we're working on ourselves. So we study ourselves in the morning, all the things we were talking about earlier that we need to do better, and making teach tapes or making things to show the players. We're studying other teams. You know, you study. There was 5 teams in the league that were 60% touchdowns in the red zone. We studied those 5 teams. We studied RPOs a lot because that's going to be a hot trend next year. So we studied all the RPO teams in the league. defense and offense are both doing this, special teams. In the afternoon, you're doing personnel. So it started off with, we did all of our free agent work, and now we're doing draft work. You go to the combine, and we'll be doing draft work right up until the draft. And now this time of year, our coaches are on the road with our scouts, going to pro days and doing private workouts. And then we'll be bringing in our top 30 visits. We'll be bringing 30 guys into one body. So studying ourselves, formulating our plan in the morning, and then watching pro and college tape in the afternoons.
Hey, Coach, if I may, the RPOs, does that mean that you're actually installing your own package now because you didn't have one before?
Well, we had a small package, and I think everybody in the NFL was doing a tiny amount, some teams more than others. I think what Philadelphia did and their run to the Super Bowl, teams, that's just the way this league works. Teams study the most successful teams, and I think, based on what you saw Philly do and what it does to the defense, I think you're going to see more and more teams do it.
In fairness to the original creators, have you taken a look at what Auburn has done or any of the teams that really started doing it better?
Sure.
Really
What Philly was doing went back really to some of the things Nick Foles did when Chip Kelly was the coach. And Auburn there's plenty of college teams doing it. And, we're not talking about a full-fledged spread offense here, but we're just talking about, incorporating some more RPOs. What it really does is it slows the backside of the defense down. It slows down the backside linebacker and slows down the backside defensive end. And those are some pretty outstanding athletic players. So if you can slow those guys down some way, it does make sense.
You still see your offense, at least what I picked up on the last 2 years. Tempo is a strength of you guys. Is that something you see continuing moving forward?
Yeah, tempo is still a thing that throughout the league is going to continue to be a big part of what teams do, and us included.
Coach Charles Sims had a big role in the third down offense and other places. With him not being back, do you see Jaquiz Rodgers as your ideal third down guy or filling the Charles Sims role, or do you think you need a totally different kind of player in that spot?
Well, going to your question on Jaquiz was that guy for us when I was in Atlanta. So, yes, Jaquiz can play that role, and I don't think it's any big secret that we can't go into the season with 2 running backs. We're going to be adding a running back here somehow, some way between now and when fall camp starts. And how the roles shake out, we'll see how that goes. But I'm confident that Jaquiz can play that role if need be.
What's the biggest challenge with a rookie running back, as you said?
Not even close. Pass protection. That's the easiest question I've been asked today. When you watch these college guys, they're just not asked to do it very much. And when they do, because the 20-hour rule and everything, for the most part, they're taught to cut block, and that's just not going to work in the NFL. That's not going to work.
That makes a guy like Bryce Love more attractive because he's a great pass blocker.
Who's that? I'm sorry?
Stanford, Bryce Love.
I still can't hear you.
Stanford, Bryce Love.
Oh.
Yeah. When Dave Shaw did.
Yeah, I can't talk about individual guys, but just in general, all college backs need to work on pass protection to be third down blockers in the NFL, because you're going to have to block.
How long do you see it usually taking them to be able to kind of make those adjustments?
It's different for every guy, and some guys just haven't been asked to do it, so it's like anything else. They pick it up quickly. Some guys really struggle with it because they don't want to do it. Number one, it's not the funnest thing that they're asked to do, and some guys are let go. They don't make the team because of that very reason.
I'm sorry. What are you most excited to see for the 28 season? What excites you the most?